Hello and welcome to season 3 of Hoy and Tomorrow. I'm your host, Veronica Estrada. Thank you so much for joining me and for tuning in. We are on our 3rd season now, and as our co-host and the show's co-creator Maribel mentioned in the last few episodes, we're going to be doing some solo sessions because I'm currently not in LA with her. I'm actually in Georgia with my family, but we did not want to stop inspiring you to heal into your epic greatness. And so today what I wanted to talk about is something that's happening in LA right now. And it has to do with the tragic accident that took 9 people's lives on the 26th of January. One of those being the legendary Kobe Bryant. And this tragedy is really something that's affecting everyone, and it's affecting us on a deep level and in different ways. And so it's another reminder that we're mortal and that we're on borrowed time. And what I wanted to focus on today is how can we process this tragedy and really learn from it? How can we grow from it? How can we make long-lasting changes in our everyday lives so that it's bigger than just a news story or something that we're just scrolling past in our social media? How can we use death as an inspiration to truly show up in our lives in a way that we're proud of, in a way that honors our higher self? So I'm going to share some tips with you based on some of the things that I've learned from my recent experiences with death and with loss and mourning. If you follow me on Instagram, which you should, I'm at the Vero Estrada, you'll notice that oftentimes in the captions or in my stories, I talk about death. I talk about keeping death by our side so that we can show up in a way that any day is a good day to die. I talk about the gifts of death. And even though it is morbid, it's something that I stand by because I've been really affected by death, especially in the last 12 months, specifically exactly in the last 12 months. 12 months ago, I was at the UCLA ICU praying for my best friend, Izzy. I was next to her husband, our close friends, her family, his family, and we were all fervently praying for Izzy to make it because she was in critical condition in the ICU. And unfortunately, Izzy didn't make it. Izzy ended up passing away on February 2nd. So this time of year is really hard for all of us because it hasn't even been a year that she's been gone. And as our friend Kai always said, Izzy was the best of all of us. She was such an inspiration and she really led by example and she gave the best hugs. So we lost Izzy on February 2nd. And then I had the opportunity to live with her dog, Cammie, that she had for like 12 years. And lived with Cammie for 8 months. And unfortunately in December, Cammie got cancer and had to be put down. So that was another loss that was really challenging to live through. And in my personal life, my 8-year relationship has recently gone through a transition and is no longer what it used to be. So I've been, again, in this space of loss, of grief, and mourning what used to be. But the reason why I'm excited to share this with you all is because I've been able to use death and those challenging losses and situations as inspiration. And I've been able to grow through those challenges and show up in my life in a way that I am proud of, in a way that honors my highest self, and really stepping into my own epic greatness, even as I'm going through these cycles, this part of life that is rather challenging. I've still been able to find really deep joy and gratitude for what I do have. And so the 2 tips that I want to share with you so that you can also use tragedies to inspire you into living a happier, more joyful, more loving life are: number 1, I want you to take some time and Write in your journal what you would like to be said about you in your obituary. Write what you want to be said about you at your funeral. As I mentioned, Izzy gave the best hugs, and that's something that everybody said about her, and it just warms your heart. You know, nobody was talking about, yes, we were talking about how intelligent she was and what a genius she was, just like we're talking about Kobe and how he crushed it in his, championships and in his professional career. But I think what's more important and what we're seeing come to light is what a great dad he was and what a wonderful philanthropist he was, and how he impacted people on a one-on-one basis. And those videos that we see of them, as a family, that's what's really touching to me, even more than what a stellar basketball career he had. My second tip for you is try not to complain. Try to be in gratitude for what you do have and not for what you don't have or when things don't work out your way. One thing that I've really noticed that has helped me live with much deeper joy is that I do live by that rule that I don't complain. I do my very best to accept every situation as it is and move forward from there. And it's really increased the levels of joy that I feel every single day, because then I don't let a lot of things get to me. And so I encourage you to try those two things. Number one, spend some time journaling, thinking about what you'd like to be said about you in your obituary. And number two, not complain. And when you're writing about your obituary, really take some time and ponder and really think about, okay, how am I showing up? What could be better? Where could I be a little bit more gentle? Or how do I react when things don't go my way? Am I reacting or am I responding to situations? And am I doing it in a way that I'm proud of? Am I doing it in a way that if today were my last day, I'd be happy with the way that I showed up in tough situations? And so that's one way where you can use this tragedy or use death as an inspiration to hone in on the type of person that you are and the person that you want to become to get closer to your higher self. I'm not a parent yet, but I do know that when people have kids, they start worrying about their own mortality. They start thinking about, oh my God, if something happens to me, I'm not gonna be here for this baby. And they start thinking really about what their legacy is and what the lessons are that they want their child to learn. And what I'm getting at here is that we don't have to have a child or be experiencing tragedy in order to live a more meaningful life. And just the way that Kobe Bryant and GIGI Bryant and the other people that were in that helicopter crash impacted people in a very significant way, we're all doing the same thing right now. We're all working on our legacy right now. And this exercise of writing what you want to be said in your obituary, I mean, whether you like it or not, you're already working on it. So why not show up to your life in a way that's intentional, in a way where you're purposely being present, where you're purposely being kind, where you're purposely being more present with your loved ones, with your friends, with your family, and your coworkers, everybody. You can also leave the world a better place than you found it, just like these beautiful souls that we've lost. And I'm sure you've had your own experiences with death and those that you've lost. And just think about what a beautiful impact those beings had on your existence, and allow them and honor them by allowing them to inspire you to show up to your life on purpose. Show up, be awesome, be kind, be loving, be the best version of yourself that you can be. And again, use death as an inspiration. Use it as a catalyst to make a really positive change in your life, to really take yourself to the next level. And again, I am so honored to be here with you on this journey called life. And thank you so much for tuning in to season 3 of Hoy and Tomorrow. We're so happy that you're here. And Please continue to watch the show, share this with your friends, and remember, let us live in a way that any day might be a good day to die.